Hello, how are you? And we're going to talk about an industry that have 150 years, 150 in existence, and is not known by many people in the world. And there is no competition. For 24 years in the industry, I haven't seen competition in our company. And the main subject of this is because there is some opportunity for you to be part of it, and especially during the results of the elections recently in United States. We are going to be talking about ECA and ECI. What is an ECA? ECA is a export credit agencies, and ECI is export credit insurance. We're going to explain how that works. But let's see what's going on right now in the United States. Family Dollars just announced that closed 600 stores, and many of these other companies like Big Lots, Macy's, Red Lobster, Family Dollar, CVS, all those they're closing or they announced closing many of the stores. One of the reason is because we have many products from outside United States and they're competing, and also the internet and the known about different products worldwide is a lot faster now. Problem number one, we losing jobs in the United States. So we're gonna trying to fix that problem. Problem number two, 4 out of 5 small business within 5 years, they fail. So, and there is a word is being used during election, tariff. Tariff is a tax on an importer or exporter goods and services that a government imposed to regulate foreign trade. So in the United States, going to be a lot of tariff going on. It's going to happen in the next few years. And we're going to have to produce more in the United States. And that where this opportunity comes to you. And more trade is going to have to be available between companies worldwide. And that's the opportunity to you. How can you make money out of that? Let's see the solution that we have for those two problems. Business usually what they do, they sell a product, give an invoice, you pay upon delivery. But what happened? What the business want? What do they want? The business goal is obviously to grow, sell more, compete. That's normal. But we normally go because lowering price, getting better quality and better service. But there is another way to do this also, and that is creating cash flow to the seller and to the buyer or provide payment terms, right? How do we do that? We do that domestically and we do it international, and we minimize the risk up to 90 to 95%. We're talking about insurances to account receivables to mitigate the non-payment of the buyer. And normally, what we have is, as I said before, we have the dollars against the invoice. But we're going to tell our clients now, hey, in 60 days, you pay me. You don't have to pay me. It's fine. So what's going to happen when that occurs? If you have a seller number one and a seller number two, and you have a buyer, and seller number one gives 60 days of repayment, and seller number two asks to get paid immediately upon delivery. If the buyer, for some situation, run out of cash, where are they going to go? If the buyer doesn't have capacity for financing through a bank, where are they going to go? To the seller number one because he's providing terms so they can sell more. And many other reasons why seller would choose that way. But what's going to happen is you as a seller, you're the seller, let's pretend, and the seller running out of cash because you give terms, right? So you're not getting the cash from your buyer. Don't worry about it. In 24 hours, normally maximum to 48 hours, we're going to give you 80% or 85% of the invoice. Another risk is this, or another adversity. The second adversity, when you provide terms, besides not getting the money immediately, is you're running risk. What about if the buyer doesn't pay you? That's why we're protecting your asset with an insurance. Got it? So now what's going to happen? You start growing because you provide more terms, but you're growing and you want to sell more, right? Because the insurance exists, Now we can also give you what we call them purchase order financing. That means we pay your supplier. Now, besides the cash you're getting in advance, because the insurance, now we give you a PO financing. Now we're going to pay your supplier, supplier's going to give you the goods, and now you're going to give the goods to your buyer. And you did not put money, and the buyer did not put money, and guess what? And everything start flowing. That's a can receivable financing with a PO. We have different other instruments to do around the insurance, but we're going to mention only a few. This is the most relevant to the exporter that is in US or to the seller that sells within US. Like if somebody from US sells to Walmart, sells to Kmart, also that applies to it because domestic and international. How do we make it happen? When it becomes international, when it becomes, and all two of those, I mean, obviously we do it with insurance, but when it becomes international, every country in the world has an agency, and the agency is an export credit agency. And in Canada is EDC, and UK is UK Export Finance, and Italy is SACE, Australia Export Finance Australia, Japan for International Corporation, and United States is Export Import Bank of the United States. Exim, which is known that way, works as a bank and also work as an insurance carrier, right? Global Trade Insurance, our company, is being recognized in different ways because a good achiever and high producer for this institution of the government. First of all, we have two certification. We are the inaugural advisory council member, and also for second term that we did it yes recently ended 2024. We were high rank from day one when the Exim Bank start mentioning the company with a high rank within whole United States. Last year, I learned that we are only 40 registered broker. And by saying that, you're in good hands with a lot of experience. But in addition to that, we have been doing it for many years. If I recall, the first one is in 2002. However, the one on the right, which is as a newspaper photocopy, that one is in Dominican Republic. And those days, telephone, they had no good picture. So that's what I found. That's a 2003. And we have done also like the one in Colombia with more than 450 business owner. We educate outside United States to create different type of financing besides the one that told you before, but it's more is coming. So we know how to do seminar worldwide. And the following is going to be possible Turkey, possible Mexico, and other countries that is going to relevant to the export import. So these seminars, we have done it with Chamber of Commerce in those countries. Bogota Chamber of Commerce is a well-known Chamber of Commerce because that's what all business are registered there in order to do business in Bogota. We have done it with the U.S. Embassy and the islands in Bahamas. We have done it and with the Department of Commerce of the U.S. Embassy of United States in different countries. The last one, which it doesn't show here, but the last one was in Chile, which is yes in August. So we keep doing that so we can promote our business. And guess what? You be part of it because we're gonna train you. You're gonna go with us to those trips. I'm gonna explain you how we're gonna make it possible. Another type of financing that we promote is that when you have somebody who wants to buy in products in the United States, we can give them medium and long term. We're talking 5 years term, 10-year terms, 12-year terms. We can provide financing for amounts over $300,000. In reality, it could be for less, but $300,000 is about our minimum, and it could go into hundreds of millions of dollars. We're working right now with one of 300 millions. We're working with another $74 million. We're working with 6 million, 1 million, $500,000, all different sizes. And we have in the past, we have provide financing for medical equipment, for cranes, for trucks, for chicken cages, movie theaters, you name it. After 24 years, obviously we have a lot of experience. And we can go deeply on that. But the point is this, let me go back to that. is that where you're standing there, remember, when you go with the exporter and you give the solution, that same exporter is going to give you leads so you can provide financing because the exporter is going to make money by selling the trucks or by selling the medical equipment on 1 million, 2, 5, $10 million. And you, as a broker of our company, you're gonna engage with the financing. You're gonna refer the deal. We're gonna talk to the client. We do the back office. We take care of the documents. We do everything else. You only get the client and you stay with us to explain the client. And we need any documents, we let you know. You be in the transaction, but we do it in the back office and we make it happen. And the seller will get the money and you get your commission. So what's going to happen next is another type of financing. Let's say somebody, we have a clients already asking for airplane parts, in other words, cotton, oil, and supermarket stuff. So it's going to be companies that it's going to say, listen, I don't want to buy only from you, but I want to buy larger amount. I want to buy millions of dollars on goods, especially oil. And they might have their own supplier. We don't have to know their supplier. The clients come to you, and then we can give them a revolving line of credit that is going to be both of these credit that I mentioned already. They are at the commercial rate of United States rate. So they're getting a good rate in those countries, Latin America and Caribbean and other places. So it means that it's very attractive to the buyers that they're outside United States. If you have contacts outside, hey, put them in your team and they're gonna send it over. You take care, and we close the deal, and you get a piece of the action. Now, how does it work, those type of financing? Very simple. Let's say the buyer contact the exporter and the exporter give you the leads, or maybe you contact the buyer and you help them to find the exporter. And then the exporters are gonna bring the papers to us. We're gonna do all the back office, we do all what need to be done, and we get the guarantee or insurance for the export import bank so we can pay the supplier and the supplier send the equipment. No business plans, no feasibility study, unless it is a project. Project finance usually is more than $50 million. We can also do that, but it's more challenging. I'm giving you deals that the banks, normal banks in the United States, they cannot do these loans. I mean, they need to have the insurance, they need to have the guarantee, because how they're going to collect if they don't pay? So that's the point that where you coming in, and we pay the exporter, obviously. In summary, what we do, okay, mitigate the risk for non-payment risk. We replace letter of credit. Means that we don't need letter of credit in any of this. I know you were thinking, oh, but they need a letter of credit. No, we don't need letter of credit. Provide alternative financing, which is banks they don't provide. Some people they ask me, what do you do? Or what kind of finance? The finance that the bank don't do, we do. The banks that we do, the bank don't do. So basically, we're alternative financing. We help you expand the business of exporters and sellers, also to sell worldwide, finance to foreign companies, equipment, provide line of credit to foreign companies. We do the PR, the purchase order, the account receivable financing, and we educate how to buy more from the United States. Now, if you like this part or your team and you think, yes, I want to help business like this and I want to earn residual income, let me show you how it works. This is your part. All right. You're not a franchise, right? It takes money, a lot of money to have franchise. You have different location and you have the same cookie cutter. So the same with one central. Basically, that's the same thing that we're doing. It's only that you have to learn instead of pay the money to have your franchise. Hey, you have a few $100,000, you want to open your franchise, we give you the backup office, and then you get it right away. But nobody wants to do that. A lot of money, and I don't know you're going to succeed. So what we do, we have a process for you to own your franchise in the future. The process is going to be for you to learn and for us to give you the support, train you, and we have weekly training so you can get all the information. So what we have put in place for so many years, and right now is the right moment to start growing the company and getting more people involved. We are three companies, and those three companies that for many years they have got carriers insurance, which are carriers that they're worldwide. They're carriers that they're in different Wall Street. They're they're in Wall Street. You can buy shares from those carriers. You're using those carriers now. It's only that they have different products, but this is the products of the line of credit. And we have contacts with banks. We have contracts, negotiation with banks that we're able to make money out of the interest rate because they know who we are for many years and we know we're with different carriers. We have educational seminars with Export Association, Global Trade and Finance is the other one, goes with the bank, and the Global Trade Insurance with the insurance. So you have three different entities that's going to support you. So you can go nationwide, and also whoever does business with the United States, guess what? You'll be able to get involved in the transaction. And some people say, okay, I know that could be financial freedom. Yes. And many people, when they say financial freedom, what they do to pay your residual, recruiting. That's what everybody does in those insurance. Where the money's coming from? From recruiting. You make money from other people. Not with us. You don't need that. This is a real residual income. We don't take the renewal of the policy. We give you a big chunk of part of the renewal. What happened in many other insurance companies, when they renew the policy, you get like a 1 to 2%. Come on, that's nothing. Here you get the same, even more. Let me show you how it works. Here they call them generation system, same as the other companies, but they don't offer our products, so you don't have competition. So if you bring one person, which is Joe, but you and then Joe bring Mary and the center, the line in the center. Mary, you don't know Mary, and Mary bring Peter. You don't know Peter. Peter is a friend of Mary, and Mary is a friend of Joe, and then Peter bring Johanna, but Johanna bring Leticia, but Leticia bring another person, another person. You don't know all those people, but you're gonna make money out of it because you're gonna help them because they're your team because they're part of your growth. But the eighth person, you don't make money. However, you can bring 1,000 direct people and they're all going to be in your team. So you see the one on top, you see the one at the bottom. Those at the first line, those are people you know, and you can have the line as many as you want. There is no limit here. Obviously, you can create your own generations. So it's up to 7 generations. Something else you have to take in consideration, if you don't close deal, you don't make money. If you close one deal and all those people in the center, 4 people, they didn't make any deal, they didn't make any money, but you did. So the other one, they have to make money in order to make the other money because we work as a team in a few words. Generation system is for you to help everyone, teamwork and a leadership program because we train you to be and own your franchise. So the levels of growth we can talk in detail, but you have different levels of growth, and we help you step by step, all the way from associate to senior director, marketing director, regional marketing director, national director, international marketing director, and franchise owner. And we have certain small requirements. It's not as that you have to do the cycles like a 30 days or 3 months. Our cycle says 6 months. So you do have enough time. So if you are part-time, you'll be able to go to the next growth. And so come on board and we train you because we have weekly training to grow your business because this is your business you're creating to be in real financial freedom. Out of the 3 programs that I mentioned, which is we have many more, these are the more popular. When we provide to the exporter or the seller, not necessarily exporter, the seller, we call them exporter, used to give them a title besides seller, but we have 3 different residual income and 1 commission one time. And in the other 2, we have 2 residual income and commission one time. Let's go to see something else which is very interesting. We're gonna give you a numbers as example, a small number. I don't want to go into high number. I don't want to go that you want to go get tomorrow a company that sells $1 billion or $50 million. No, we're going to go to look for a company that sells like a $2 million or less. So look at where we are. Yes, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, yes, $41 billion. That's not the whole Florida. We have a lot of customers, but all of them, they don't know about this program. And the most important is that you're dealing with a company who is a high producer for the U.S. government entity. That gives you trust and easy to open the doors so you can offer your product. Now, something important is that SBA reports business with 10 to 19 employees that sell approximately $2 million per year. The reason I mentioned that is because the example I'm going to give you is this. And a company who has account receivable $100,000 per month, that's a very small company, or annual sales of $1.2 million, and they have account receivable. That could be 10 clients of those, or maybe one client. That's a very small number. What's happened if you're gonna earn $78, but you have 10 clients, you're gonna get $780. You multiply by 12, that's 9,360. Now, if it's one deal that they give you 780, then you multiply and you get 9,360. All depend. So year one, you earn 9,360. Year two, keep in mind the seller should keep the insurance, because if they don't provide credit, the buyer's gonna go away. So it's like a need for them to have that insurance. So the next year, the client do the renewal. Guess what? You get the same amount the next year. But you did not try to sell to the client again. He already had the value of the product. And then in that year, you brought the same thing as last year. You put a second deal in the pipeline. Now, second year, you have $18,000, because the last year that you got the premium and this year, we give you the same premium, not like other companies that give you 1.5%. Now, third year, the two of them, they renew. And now you put out one more deal that you have three times. Now you have $28,000. But obviously, you're not gonna bring one deal, two deals. You're gonna bring more, so you can imagine how big is this industry. You can make money right away. So it's in your hand. And now let's look something else. This is one deal per year, same level. We haven't talked about the different levels that I mentioned before. And this is only insurance. It's not considering other income that we have. And this is not recruiting involved. That's the beauty. Now, let's look at the one before, the table before, it's right there. But now, let's compare with a different level. If you reach the second level, for the same deal you brought before, the same 100,000 monthly, or one client or 10 clients, the same thing, now you're getting $14,000 for the same deal. And if you go into national director, the same deal is going to give you $25,000. One deal. So imagine you have three of those. Is possible? Yes. There's no competition in this industry. And the same thing, same level, but now we have different levels. And now you can see that we haven't done the calculation. That's the next step. I'm not recruiting yet. So let's look at the table before, but now let's put the different level there. And now they do only one per year, the same as you did last year. Second year, now you made $14,000. Now, second year, you were lazy. You just broke one deal, only a few little deals. And now you are $24,000. Can you retire by the 4 or 5 year at $60,000, $80,000? Remember, when you're in the number 5, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4 deals running, those are residual income. The new business is at $21,000, right there, right here. That's the only new one. All those are residual income, and so forth, and continues. Now, can you do this? Of course, because we're going to train you how to do it. Now, remember, no recruiting so far. I hate recruiting. Maybe you too. But guess what? That's why I like this industry, being in this for 24 years. Now, let's see the residual number 2. Now we're gonna try to get the residual recruiting, which is the teamwork. Sorry, it says equipo. I put it on a purpose. We in Spanish, we in English. Equipo means team. So for you to know, I didn't want to forget that if you know somebody in Spanish, we can do that. We have people in Turkish language, we have people in Portuguese, so we have different languages that we can help whoever you bring. So in this case now, these are only residual from the team. If you decide to bring people in your team and you help them to close the deal and you part the transaction, now you can share. automatically you're gonna share. Your friend's gonna get the other commission, but you're gonna get this commission. Now, keep in mind when we're talking about insurance, you need a license, which is in Florida. It's very simple. You get your fingerprints, $50, and you're done. You don't need to study. This is under the property and casualty, but there is one part that comes line of credit. So you're welcome. Beautiful. Now, back to the example. So you brought someone and he made 9,360. Now you get 10%. But in the second one, he went up and level, and now you get 10%. And imagine if you can bring, let's say, three people and they do the same as you. Look at what's going to be the commission. Even though it doesn't go to 8 years, go to the first year. Now, 3 by 936, that's $4,000. That's a residual of the team. But what happens if you bring 5 or 10? That's 132,000 if you're at the 8 year. So you can really retire in 3, 4, 5 years here and put only a few hours a week. So you're welcome. Again, this is one level that I put example. You have 7 levels, and here we only made it possible so you can see it. Now, the third one, number 3, earn from interest rate. Remember I said that we have deals with banks that they pay us interest rate. If one of these clients, because now the financing is against the account receivable that they have insurance, is not as difficult to get a financing from a bank. Still, sometimes we have some challenges, but we almost get it done all the time. So if somebody asks you for $200,000, what are you going to get? On level 1, you get 2,160. And level number 3, 3,600. And this is in addition to the teamwork, and this is in addition to your residual income doesn't require any recruiting, right? So basically, that's what it is. Now, we got some bonuses, like a one deal transaction. We have per people that they have referred. Mexico, we closed like a year ago, $1 million in equipment. He got 17,500. These commissions are negotiated. Are you going to be in between the negotiation? Because you know your client, and we're going to work with you. It all depends what is the risk of that country, and depends what is the quality of the documents for that company. We are working with company that a public company. We are working with some governments. We also do loans to governments, by the way. We're working with different entities, but most of the time they're private company outside United States that they want to buy goods in United States. We give them 5 years, 7 years at the commercial rate of United States. So in these cases, $3 million, we're paying commission $20,000, boom, one time. On a $6 million, $20,000. On somebody wants to buy wood from Dominican Republic, $22,000. The commission are negotiated depending on the transaction. So those are commission you get. But also you get another type of I want to say commission, or perhaps it's like a fun commission. That's the right name. Fun commission. They have fun. We do events. We go to different countries. We last year, Chile, Argentina, Guatemala, they were the most recent. We plan to go to a couple other one at least next year. But what we do in those seminars, we have sponsors, other exporters that they want to provide their goods and services. And they pay to be part of it because it costs money. It costs thousands of dollars to give them breakfast, to get these audios, to get those rooms and those fancy hotels. We're not doing in any cheap hotel. We're only the hotels that the U.S. Embassy recommended. Those are the hotels that we use. And we have 2 events that we have to close the doors because there were no more room. One of them was Dominican Republic, the other one in Colombia. And in U.S. Embassy, normally they go with us to these events. And they become partner of us because we're promoting the Export-Import Bank, which is the government also. And in Dominican Republic and Bahamas, the ambassador demanded to be the opening of the event. So we do have those things eventually. So on those sponsorship, we charge them from $500 to $3,000. But what's going to happen is this, that if you bring those sponsors, we're going to pay you too. And the reason we're going to pay you is because we want you to come with us. So when we have 500 people, business owners, you're going to be networking in the name of the company. But guess what? You can bring your wife, you can bring your husband, and then you can stay a few days in the country that it's going to take a vacation. But they're like a pay vacation. So that's how I call them fun bonus. So that's something that we're going to be doing in two amazing countries that are coming up. We're already working on it. We already sent email. We already have something going on. So if you get it very soon, I believe by January 2025 or February, we're going to start looking for a sponsor. So if you sign up now, it's the right time for you to have one of those fun bonus. Like me, I love travel. So basically, that's what I have for you today. And what is the next step you have to do? Tell your friend that you're ready to start. Make an appointment for the next training. Say, okay, I want to be in the next training. I want to sign up. There's no money here to sign up. We want to make sure that you're going to put your effort and you're going to put your sweat so you can be with us. If we don't see you that you don't put your sweat and you're not dedicated, obviously we're going to ask you to step aside and give a room to someone else. But you can do this part-time. We know you work. You're gonna commit a few hours. But whatever hours you're able to put, you're gonna let us know. I have 2 hours every day. We'll have 4 hours a week. We'll work with you. We're gonna ask you for more than that. We're gonna train you. Because remember, if you have no time, your friend you refer that come part of the team, your friend might have the time and he's gonna give you residual income. We have weekly training to ensure your growth for your business. So, in a few words, if this is not for you, we understand. Do you know a business who sells? Do you know any business that sells to any other business, any kind of products except military? Let us know, and we might help you. Some some commission that we get, they're not regulated. We might give you some referral fee. Some commission we cannot. Do you know anyone who would like to receive three types of residual incomes from one business and worldwide and on an emerging industry this year? Let your friend know that you're interested. And with this, that's it. So it's your decision and looking forward to see you as a part of the team. Thank you very much for listening.